Welcome to ASN. I'm Doug Chapman. You can ask any college football coach in America, and they'll tell you that Georgia and Florida are arguably the most talent-filled states in which to recruit players. Countless college and NFL stars hail from the Peach and Sunshine State, respectively, but before they become household names, their journeys must begin at the high school level. The Florida versus Georgia High School All-Star Game held in Boynton Beach, Florida, is an annual matchup of the region's top talent. And although it's fairly young in its existence, this star-studded game is quickly becoming a must-see event.
We're actually going in our fourth year here in Florida playing against the Georgia team. The record is 2-1. We lost last year, had a lot of hiccups and so forth during the game. Georgia played well, basically smash-mouthed us. But previous years, we handled the Georgia team. You're dealing with kids that spent 3 to 4 years in different programs, learning how to play in their system. So when it comes down to this 1 week, it's more or less make it vanilla and make it fun and do it where it can be universal.
You see Team Georgia preparing to take the field, players taking a minute to get their minds right for game action. Team Georgia coach Kevin Bull Jones reminds his team that although this is a big game, it's still just a football game, and that the team that focuses and executes the best will get the W.
Everybody up. Everybody up. We'll do our prayer on the field. At this time, all I'm going to tell you is this, and I want to leave this with you before we get out on the field, because the look should change right about now. The look should change. The look should change. I want to tell you the thing that got me, because I don't have many great pregame speeches. All I know is we one big happy family right now. We Team Georgia. And last year they thought it was a mistake. And we brought you back down here to show them that it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. Matter of fact, it should be even bigger and better. Last year wasn't a mistake. There's no oops factor. Now, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn you loose and do what you do best. You represent your family, you represent your high school, you represent the state of Georgia. Now let's go show these Florida guys that we play football. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Now the coaches and players aren't the only ones fired up for this game. Check out the scene at Boynton Beach High School. Supporters of both teams flooded the stadium in anticipation for this one. Let's take a look at first quarter action. See the guys getting ready to take the field. And Philip Santiago gets it started early. It's Tyron Summers. Nice shotgun snap, skinny post, touchdown. They're starting to make it look easy. They're dancing in the end zone. Easy versus cover 2. Back comes Team Florida. Marcus Frazier. Flush from the pocket, but he's picked off by Joseph Newman on the sideline. Excellent anticipation, reading the quarterback's eyes, following him downfield. Then you see Jeffrey Allison of Team Georgia. Look at the tackle here. Open field, that's not easy on a smaller ball carrier. You like to see that at the high school level. College coaches will eat that up when they get a kid like that in their system. Drop back here and see Brinson Monquavian from Georgia to get the interception. And these guys now, this is an all-star game, so these guys looking to score. He's surprised he stepped out of bounds right there. Let's move on to second quarter action. Big sack here by Matthew Ellis from Team Florida. Florida's defensive line was able to get pressure the entire game, push the pocket back. You'll see how it affects and takes away the inside runs. You'll see the quarterback, a lot of scrambling later in the game. And a nice 5-yard scamper here by Donnell Perry of Team Florida. Power play from the pistol. You see a lot of that at the college level, getting these kids once again ready for college offenses. Florida again on offense. Czar Benaby, nice run of 19 yards. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Power play again from the pistol. Nice scamper. See him run off on the plug at the end of that. Kids celebrating. That's the new dance now. The dab is dead. They're running off on the plug. And a nice first down catch by Marlon Eugene from Team Florida. Nice run after the catch. Good agility. Moves in traffic. You can do a lot with a kid like that. Line him up at slot. Line him up wide at the collegiate level. He can do a lot. Quarterback run here by Josh Carter. Now, you can't coach this. This is God-given. He's a smaller player from Royal Palm Beach High School. Whether he plays quarterback or not, the next level, he's a player who can get the ball in space and he's dangerous. Back for Team Georgia. Drew Richardson did a lot of this all evening. Zone read. Everyone in college is the in vogue offense, and he runs it well. And he hands it off to Cameron Pickett from North Gwinnett, picks up 17 yards around the right end. And Georgia has some momentum now in the running game. And back drops quarterback Drew Richardson for Team Georgia, sees nothing downfield, pulls it down and scrambles. He's a big kid, able to drag defenders, 24-yard, tough run, and that gets us to halftime. At halftime, Team Florida is up 7-3 on Team Georgia. A closely contested first half with exciting plays for both squads, but not much scoring. We'll check out second half action after the break. Now, friends and family weren't the only ones on hand for this event. Former All-Star players who are now on college rosters were also in attendance to share how important this game was to them.
I played in the 2014 class. It was a great experience, and it's an amazing experience to come back and see these kids play.
I played in 2013. My experience was good. You know, I get to play with other kids from the area. You know, I get to play with some of the Georgia boys. It was a good experience.
I mean, it was a great experience. Coming out, I wasn't highly recruited, so I got a chance to play in this game. It was a great experience for me.
Playing in this game, 2013 was a blast. It was so much fun. It was a great opportunity getting out, playing with other guys, great athletes from Florida. From Georgia. It was a great experience.
Great to hear from those guys. Let's take a look at third quarter action. Nice, tough inside run by Team Georgia. Brian Herring up the middle, tackle by Team Florida, Tyler Davis. Florida able to get the ball back. More running. Donnell Perry Jr. inside, brought down by Georgia's Kyle Feldbauer. Dragging defenders. I love to see nice, tough inside runs. I like to see this right here, too. Owen Levine keeps the quarterback option. Maybe shouldn't have, because Rashawn Johnson slammed him to the ground. 4-yard loss. Now a 52-yard field goal attempt by kicker Noah Singer. It's missed. You can return this thing for a touchdown. Auburn did it against Alabama, the infamous pick six. He had reservations for 6, but was tackled by number 22, Rashawn Johnson from Team Georgia as he brought that out. But Georgia gets the ball back, and we talked about in the first half, quarterback Drew Richardson calling his own number. He was the only one able to do anything on the ground. An 8-yard run. He ran the ball a lot in this game, and particularly in the second half. He was all they had going. Calls his own number here, quarterback draw all the way. And he's taking it down. Nice, tough running. Takes it down for a 29-yard gain. Drew Richardson steps back. They should have stuck with the run. This one's almost picked off, tipped. Drew Richardson's lucky he did not get that ball picked off. Georgia lives to fight another day. Can he do it twice? Not again. This time the ball is picked off by Ferguson from Team Florida. It's still 7-3 after 3 quarters of football. When we come back, we'll see what squad can pull out the victory in the fourth quarter. Back in my playing days, this is the time of the game you hold up 4 fingers. It's the fourth quarter, the most important quarter. This is when games are won or lost. Let's check out fourth quarter action from Florida versus Georgia. Nice fade here. Now, this is all set up by a Bryce Hill fumble for Team Florida, recovered by Georgia, gave them great field position. Excellent pass by Drew Richardson, hauled in by Jordan Griffin. Tough catch with a safety coming across the top. And then Richardson calls his own number, takes it in for the touchdown. Georgia now leads 7-8. They're going to go for 2 here. You see guys running off from the plug. These kids love that stuff. You see them, they'll line up for 2 to try to stretch their lead because they've had problems on offense. Cameron Pickett takes it in. Now, Team Georgia is up 10-7 at this point. Got Team Florida on the ropes. Looking like Georgia's, the momentum has changed. They're able to run the ball, some big plays, but back comes Team Florida. Josh Karp pass to Marvin Eugene, but he fumbles, puts the ball on the ground. Quick hitter. Georgia's able to recover. They're not able to do much offensively. They line up for a punt, and that is blocked by Anthony Edey. That puts Florida up 14-10. And just like that, Team Florida's back in this game. They're excited. They're in front of their hometown fans. This game is played in Boynton Beach, Florida. These kids are playing close to where these kids grew up and where they play their regular high school ball. So you see they're pretty excited for this one. What's Georgia going to do now? They get the ball back offensively. The crowd is excited. Not sure whose mom that is, but her son has taught her some dance moves. Looks like she's cheering for Team Florida in that clip there. Davin, told you the Davin's still alive apparently in 2016. Back comes Team Georgia. Drew Richardson, Mr. Do-It-All, to Cameron Pickett. He gets out of bounds. Nice screen. Once again, though, their offense would stall. They're unable to move the ball. They punt. And back comes Team Florida. Philip Santiago to number 16, Marlon Eugene. Nice little curl route. And then Santiago says, I've seen Drew Richardson dropping back and calling his own number, so I'm going to do the same. Takes it over the left end. Keeps that ball on the outside arm. Gets the ball down to the 1-yard line. Philip Santiago does. And they're in scoring range. You see Team Florida lines up in a full set, 2 fullbacks, and a nice, tough run by number 22, Sean Darius Phillips. He powers in. Florida's now up 21-10. Team Georgia's desperate. This is an all-star game. This is a fun game, but you still want to win it. You see the guys in blue on the opposite sideline having a party and a pose down. The guys from Georgia are a little upset about that. So what are they going to do? They're going to come back, and Richardson says, I didn't mean to do that. He wants that pass back. Thomas Neal Jr. from Team Florida with a pick 6. 28-10 Team Florida, and it's not looking good right now for Team Georgia. You got Mom on the sideline, and that was the ball game. Team Florida defeats Team Georgia 28-10, and now hold a 3-1 lead in the 4-year rivalry. Stay tuned because after the break, we'll hear from some of the players from the 2016 Florida versus Georgia All-Star game. Welcome back. Watching that gave me goosebumps. Maybe want to put the pads back on and go out there and try to run around with those kids. I'd probably get killed out there. But all of these guys are all-star players, and they have a ton of respect for one another, whether they win or lose. Let's hear from some of those players after this all-star game.
Everybody's on the same level when it comes to athleticism. And it's a challenge. You know, everybody's as good as everybody else. So it's a challenge, and it's everybody got to step up to the plate.
Everybody's on a certain level. You're playing at a high level. In a regular game, everybody, you know, you got the good players here and so-and-so players.
I just remember the times I had in practice. Practice was the funnest. Not just the game, but in practice, getting to know the football players and stars around me. And in my county, it was fun. So in the practice, having fun, you know, that's the most memorable moment.
The thing I remember most is coming down here and the trip to Florida. I mean, we got on a bus at midnight and rode 12 hours to come down here, practice twice, and then we got to compete against some of the best guys in the state of Florida. That was fun.
A ton of mutual respect on both sides there. And there you have it. The 4th annual Florida versus Georgia High School All-Star Football game is in the books. Team Florida gets the victory 28-10 this year after losing to Team Georgia last season. And after watching that, I can't wait. I've lived in both of these states, Florida and Georgia, and they're both loaded with talent. If you're a fan of football, make sure you watch this game for years to come because your college team may be benefiting from the talent you saw. That's all we've got here. Make sure you check us out again next year.